Have you ever self-sabotaged an opportunity simply because you believed you weren't good enough or prepared enough for it? Maybe it was when you were out of college and had the opportunity to start a new career. Maybe you've had the opportunity to start a business and didn't go through with it. Maybe you were an athlete and had the chance to play in college or at the pro level, but you couldn't bring yourself to commit. There's so many different cases of times and places where maybe you've rejected opportunity simply because you got in your head. If you can resonate with what I'm saying, then chances are you may struggle with imposter syndrome. As described by ChatGPT, imposter syndrome is a psychological phenomenon where individuals doubt their accomplishments, abilities, or worth, often feeling like a fraud despite evidence of their competence. People with imposter syndrome believe their success is due to luck, timing, or external factors rather than their skills or efforts. They fear being found out as unqualified or undeserving, even when they objectively meet or exceed expectations. Imposter syndrome can affect anyone, but it's particularly common among high achievers, perfectionists, and those entering new roles or environments. It can lead to stress, anxiety, and hesitation to take on new challenges. I would say imposter syndrome is probably the number one thing throughout my entire life that has held me back. I'm quite literally my biggest enemy and my biggest weakness. It's all in my head. Everything that I've ever went through in my life, I could reflect back on and say, yeah, I got in my own head, and that's probably why I didn't succeed there. For years, I played soccer in middle school and high school. I played travel ball, and I was on the varsity team from my freshman year in high school. And I had a ton of natural talent. Granted, one thing that did hold me back was I was a pretty chubby kid, but despite that, I was still pretty athletic and had a lot of technical ability. But what prevented me from going to the next level, even though I probably had the natural talent for it? One, hard work, but mostly just getting in my own head, getting in my own way of success. I can think of a ton of times in high school when I would fake an injury so I didn't have to play, or underperform at practice to try and get out of playing. All because I didn't feel like I should be there. Not because I didn't want to be there. Believe me, I did. Every time I was sitting on the bench, I wanted to be there. That's all I could think about, was getting at my opportunity to play. But then when my opportunity would come, I wouldn't even sometimes get it because I would fake an injury or intentionally sabotage my opportunity. Maybe I'd fake being sick or something like that. Which, it's funny because I had the ability to go out there and perform. And if I wanted to, I shouldn't say that because I wanted to, but if I had tried to, I definitely could have been the starter. I had the ability. If I would have just put in more work at practice, that still wouldn't have been enough. Because every time game time would show up, I would self-sabotage and prevent myself from getting the opportunity to play. Even the times when I did actually get to play, I wouldn't play that good just because of nerves and lack of confidence because I didn't feel like I should be there. But this isn't something that just plagued my time in high school playing soccer. This is something that still affects me more so than ever today. I'm a personal trainer and I own my own personal training business. I run it out of a garage gym that I put together, and it's a nice business. It's doing well, but it could be better. And that's because I've missed opportunities to work with potential clients, but they're not opportunities that I've missed unknowingly. Like a lot of these times, I've intentionally missed opportunities. Now, I do take more opportunities than I miss, because a lot of the time I know I have a business, I had to provide for my family, and so I'm able to build up the nerve and take advantage of the opportunity. But it's never without an internal struggle. And that's why I would say, as much as I probably take more opportunities now than what I used to, it comes at the cost of a very long and hard internal battle to take advantage. And usually it has something to do with, remembering I was that fat kid. I was the guy who used to hire a personal trainer. How am I the guy in this position now? I don't belong here. There are other personal trainers in the area that are better than me. Even though I've had so many success stories, not just with myself, but with other clients, I get scared that they're not going to like me. They're not going to think I'm good enough. And I fear failing. So it's an imposter syndrome, not thinking I'm good enough, mixed with the fear of failing, that puts me into this coma-like state where I just don't do anything. And it's been present my entire life. Thankfully, I understand what it is now and I can fight it, but it's not any easier. If anything, it's harder. I'm just able to fight it because I'm more aware of it now. If any of you struggle with imposter syndrome or fear of failing or something along these lines, I want you to know that you are capable. You are good enough. This, as much as it is a difficult struggle, and it's like a war internally to make the right decision, to take an opportunity and not to sabotage it, I promise you, and I'm sure you can acknowledge this yourself, it never ends up as bad as what you tell yourself in your head. So whatever that opportunity is that you are avoiding right now, or whenever that next opportunity comes, take it. You're more than capable. You can do it. Any employer or potential employee, if you're looking to start a business, would be more than lucky to be working with you. If you're an athlete who is struggling to take that next step because you feel like you're not like those pros you see on TV or those college players you see on TV or whatever, you are. They were in your shoes once, but they had the boldness to take that step. They might not have even been as good as you at this point in time. They were just confident enough and bold enough to take that step. So instead of thinking about what if it doesn't work out the way you want, try to think about what if it does. And remind yourself of all the times you've succeeded. Remind yourself of your successes rather than your failures. Let me know down in the comments below what you're currently struggling with. Let me know what's on your mind, and feel free to just lay your heart out. And I would love to have a chat and see if there's any way I can help. See ya.